Hey guys, it's Ben from the Strength Factory, and today I'm going to tell you why you should always do a post-race review and how to do it. Last week I did my first race of the 2022 season and it was awesome. I had a great time, but I'll be honest, I could have been more awesomer. I rode pretty well, but there's definitely a few things that I would do differently. And if you are someone who does races or events and things like that, then actually if you review how you did at the event, not just what was my position, but what the process was on the day and how you went about it, then you can identify how you can improve to make progress over time, to get better results, whether that's to come in the top half or to come on the podium. It's this process that riders of all levels who are racing should be trying to do. As always with me, this stuff doesn't need to be complicated. At its simplest level, you can just make two lists after a race in a notebook. One list, what went well and what would I do again? And the other list is, what would I do differently? What would I change if I did that exact same race next week? Okay, so that's it really, in essence. Those are the things. So have a think about the whole day, about maybe, well, even the night before. What did you have the night before? How was your sleep? What did you have for breakfast? Did you leave in time? Was your bike prepped? Was your kit prepped? Did you know what you were going to wear? Did you know where you had to be? Did you have all your, your admin if you need anything to sign on for the race or anything like that? So whilst we've got these two basic lists that you can just kind of freestyle and fill them in, what would I do again? What would I change? There are different headings within those lists that are going to help you to stop, so you don't miss anything, basically. So things like, food and nutrition, both before, during, and after actually is relevant as well. Hydration, did you drink enough? Did you carry enough? Did you run out of water? Were you gasping and dehydrated by the end of the day? Beforehand, like the run up to the race, those 2-3 days before, did you get that right? Did you turn up to the race feeling fresh and sharp and good to go? In which case, you probably got it right. Well done. Or did you turn up to the race with a bit heavy legs and tight hips and really stiff neck and shoulders? Well, if you did, then maybe your preparation the couple of days before weren't up to scratch, and you need to look at that by adding in some movement or mobility or some more recovery or massage or the massage gun or something like that, okay? Then we can look at other things as well. So your bike, was it properly prepped? Did anything let you down? Sometimes stuff breaks, but sometimes you could have done things differently. If bolts are coming undone all the time, then it's probably on you. Maybe you could have checked it better. Maybe you could have topped up the sealant on your tyre if you had a little puncture and it didn't seal because it was all dry in there. On the bike, did you eat enough? Okay, so basically, we just want to go through all of those things around the preparation, and then we want to look at how you actually went about racing on the day. So the race I did last week was actually mash-up format, it's called, and I don't know how common it is around the world, but basically, rather than having 4 enduro stages and just racing in 1, 2, 3, 4, they're open for, I think it's 5 hours, and in that 5 hours you can race any stage in any order as many times as you like, and your best times for each one counts. So it's kind of cool, especially if you're fit, you can get a lot of riding in, you can make a mistake, go back up and go again, and you've got to plan out your day. And when I think about how I approached the actual racing and riding on the day, is like a lot of people, I went to go and do the biggest, longest stage first, which turned out to be 6 minutes and absolutely brutal. And I thought, reasonably so, that's a good one to do first, because you're going to have fresh legs. But actually, the top part of it is quite tricky and a bit awkward in places. And because lots of other people thought that, I was sat in a queue for a long time before dropping into it. And basically, I rode the top half of that track like a total dribbler. And what I should have done is use one of the shorter tracks that would have taken less time and less energy and less queue to just get my eye in and ride some turns and feel good on the bike. Because by the time I got to the bottom of that first one, I did feel good on the bike, but by that time it was too late. I'd used loads of energy trying hard because there was a climb in the middle, and I still got crap time because I was riding rubbish at the top. And then my riding picked up through the day. So that's the main thing that I would change about the way I tactically approached that race. For a conventional like downhill or enduro race, just think about, did you have to pace yourself? Did you go too hard and blow up? Or did you how did you actually ride? Were you being overly aggressive and just braking too late, squaring off turns and sprinting out? Whereas we all know you need to be braking early, setting up and carrying exit speed, which is more efficient and quicker. So exactly how you do it is up to you. As always, keep this simple. Use a notebook or use like a spreadsheet or something, then you can monitor it over time. And every time you do a race, go over it. What would I do better? What would I change? How can I improve my racing over time? That's it, guys. So if you've got any questions about how to go about doing this, then let me know. If you've done an event recently, then let me know. Tell me how it went. Tell me what you would do differently and what you would do the same. What have you learned? What are the lessons you've learned? Okay. And yeah, I'm going to be riding loads. It's spring here. It's a nice sunny day. And I'll be back soon with more factory knowledge. Cheers.